Welcome everyone to episode 1 of version 4 of Ask Soap Anything. Today we're going to be answering questions about video games. During the announcement video of bringing this series back, I got a lot of video game related questions, so we're going to go through and answer those today. And our first question, Blue. Hey Soap, glad to see you kicking. So, my question is, what are some Skyrim mods that are a must for you? Like one of mine is any of the immersive weapons or armor mods. Great choices there, Blue. Definitely some good ones there for different weapons and armor. I would say, for me, some of the must-haves, I mean, there's the obvious ones like your patches, your stuff, your SKSEs, and all the essentials, the foundation of which we build our mod lists on. But outside of that, there's definitely some different like texture lighting ones that I've used over the years. I don't have one in particular that stands out as like, oh my gosh, this is the best of trees or grass or creatures or people or hair. I don't have a best for any of those. There's some that pop up that I've used over and over and over. You're more than welcome to check out previous videos, not the follow-on series ones, but before that, where I'm using different mods that I put together myself. But if I had to pick a mod that I would say is probably my favorite mod, not a must-have, because the must-haves are that foundation, as we talked about, but my favorite Skyrim mod of all time currently is Forgotten City. It's Forgotten City. It's the best. It's just simply the best. That game, or not that game, that mod, if I remember correctly, won a BAFTA award for a mod, which is crazy, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I don't have reference material in front of me. This is all coming off of the noodle. But yeah, Forgotten City is my favorite mod of all time so far. Follow on, what we're currently using in the Nightblade series, and before that, the Witch Hunter series is probably my favorite mod list from like a Wabbajack standpoint, where it's like an all-in-one. I want this mod list, and here you go. I really like a lot of the changes. There's some that I'm critical of. I'm looking at you, Serana, so to speak, with that, just whatever the mod author did to Serana's face. Not a fan of that, hence why I put a helmet over her face to cover that hideous face up. And next up, we've got Ben, longtime friend of the channel, and Ben asks, well, technically he doesn't ask anything. He starts off by saying, exciting. I enjoyed the ASA before. Speaking of games, is there currently any games outside of your current series that you're playing and enjoying? Also, I have to remember, are you strictly a PC player or a consoles player as well? I'm a silly pleb. Xbox Series S is the only system I own. Well, yes, there are games that I'm currently playing and enjoying outside of the series. I'm playing some Elden Ring, despite saying I was tired of it. I've kind of picked it back up a little bit here and there. Not the Mystic Knight character, so don't worry, you're not missing out on that if you're one of the people who watch that series. Outside of that, some Stardew Valley here and there, some Balatro as well. What else do I have? Now this I've actually got pulled up. What have I been playing lately? A little bit of No Man's Sky here and there, Stardew Valley again. Things like Slay the Spire and Vampire Survivors are kind of an always there to play kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I've been playing, at least lately, as of recording this nearly May of 2025. And then, of course, the games that we've got series of, so all of those. As far as if I'm strictly a PC player, I am 99.9% strictly a PC player. I do have consoles. We have consoles in the house. I just don't really play them as often because most of my gaming experience is here in the cave. Got the monitor, got the keyboard, the whole setup is here. And sometimes, yeah, go into the living room, play something on console, sometimes, but not as often. We do have some PlayStations, Switches, I've got my Steam Deck. Technically, it's a PC. It's just a handheld. But yeah, we've got consoles. I just don't play them as often. Next up, we got, well, one that I might butcher the name. It's Joing 9590. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but who knows. Not really so much a question, but a statement. I'm not sure I like this. Soap! Crazy stuff, but I used to watch you long ago in middle school in your assassin playthroughs when I was 13 then. Now I'm 22, about to transfer for uni. Lots of memories. Thanks for making me feel old. And next up, we've got Silver Lion X2285. Which Skyrim series did you enjoy playing through the most? Well, that's hard to pick. I mean, my personal favorite character is Catface, obviously. That's the one that got this whole thing rolling on accident, of course, as some of you may remember. That was going to be kind of a one-and-done series, but my computer crashed, lost the save and all of that, and I thought, well, maybe I turn this into a story, and here we are. But other than that, Joey, Lumbermouth, always fun to play as. I really got a nice, good feeling inside whenever we finished the Valkyrie series of completing every achievement in Skyrim with her. It was kind of that redemption of, hey, this is the worst series that I made, was Legendary Valkyrie. I didn't even finish it at all. Of course, then there's Harmony, who is loosely based on my level half. So yeah, those probably are my favorites overall, but I came up with all of them for a reason and played through all of them for a reason. They're all my children, and I love them very much. And next up, we've got Dark Assassin. Where did you get your gaming chair from, Soap? And do you think it's better to have one monitor or two monitors? So here's the thing. I don't have a gaming chair. In fact, I think that the majority of gaming products are absolute trash and scams. There are certain things, like for example, I have a quote-unquote gaming keyboard because I prefer mechanical keyboards. For one, I prefer the way this one feels, the switches that are in it, that's what I prefer. There's some non-gaming keyboards that can do that. For the longest time, I used a Poker 3 mechanical keyboard, which is not a gaming keyboard, it's just a mechanical keyboard. It's still the best feeling keyboard I've ever used. It's I forget the percentage, but it's just like your number keys down through the space bar in that row. It's just that. So there's no function buttons at all. There's no arrow keys. There's no numpad. There's no none of that. So in order to do certain things, I would have to, instead of just reach over and press a key, I'd have to hold function and then press something. So for convenience sake, I stopped using it. But it's still the best feeling keyboard I've ever used, and if I could find one that's larger, oh my god. Other than that, as far as like my mouse goes, I have a Logitech mouse. It's the, what is this? What is this? It's a super light. It's gonna be hard to see. This is my favorite mouse that I've ever used. It's light, it's wireless, it's got a simple charging cord. There's no crazy extra buttons on the side. It's got a scroll wheel, a left click, a right click, and then two buttons here on the side. And like I said, it's light. And for my big hands that I have, it's smaller, but I play way down like this anyway. So it's good. Before this, I used a Glorious mouse for a long time that got me into the really light mice. So I am a fan of the Pro Superlight. That's what I use. I could use a regular mouse. I just, this was inexpensive for a gaming mouse. Again, you can use any mouse you want, but that's another story. Other than that, as far as gaming gear goes, things like gaming chairs, like in the question, I have tried out in a store. No sponsorships or anything like that. Just go into a store and like, oh, what's this chair about? They are the most uncomfortable chairs I have ever sat in. Do yourself a favor. When it comes to chairs, especially, get an office desk chair. Don't get a gaming chair. They're, in my humble opinion, trash. Now, as far as the chair that I use specifically, let me pull it up. So this is the chair that I use, is from Staples. It's the Dexley Ergonomic Mesh Swivel Task Chair. I did not pay $160 for it. It was actually cheaper than that when I got it. But, well, let me get out of the way. There it is. See? Well, you can't really see it. It comes into view. It's dark in here, but that's the mesh headrest. I really like mesh chairs. They're really nice and breathable. This one in particular, it's very simplistic. It's comfortable. It took maybe about a day of me, sitting in it off and on for it to break in, to curve to the contours of my body. That's about how long it took, so it broke in pretty quickly. But yeah, office chairs are the way to go. My one complaint about this particular chair are the armrests that are on them are not the most comfortable. But then again, I don't really, put my elbows on them all that much. Like if I'm, playing mouse and keyboard, yeah, I've got my elbows on them. But, I don't need it like an all day thing. Usually, like if I'm just typing or watching something, my arms are off of those armrests, so that way I'm not too worried about the comfort, but also the little cover is kind of worn down a little bit. No big deal. Before that, I had a Lazy Boy office desk chair that the leather around it kind of started to mess up a little bit, so it's actually now Draco's chair that's over by a window, so we can hop onto it, have some comfort for him to look out the window because he's a small dog. He can't look out on his own, so that's his chair now. But yeah, I've got this Dexley, I believe. The lovely wife has the same chair as I do as well because it's inexpensive, it's comfortable, breathable. But yeah, don't go with a gaming chair. Never, never go with a gaming chair. Or most gaming products in general. There's my advice. Now, as far as one monitor or two, I have used both configurations, one monitor or two monitors. Currently, I'm using a Samsung G9 Ultra Wide, so it's basically two monitors in one, and where I can, play on one half of the monitor, have, recording stuff, stream stuff, have a YouTube video or something like that on the other. It's basically two monitors put together as one big monitor. But the cool thing with this monitor is you can have dual inputs going at the same time, so one half of the screen can be one computer, another half of the screen can be another half of the computer. What am I talking about? One half of the screen, one computer, the other half of the screen is the other computer. There we go. So for example, since I work at home, I have my personal computer on one during the day, and then I'll have my work computer on the other. So it's great. But it's, at the end of the day, what works best for you. So for me, I just have a really big monitor, so it's like having two monitors. But before that, I had two monitors. So I definitely recommend for you, what's your work use on it? What are you doing? Do you need all of that screen real estate all the time? Or are you going to just have like a game on one and then a picture on the other, essentially wasting a screen? But if you're doing, content creation, streaming especially, it's, it's good to be able to have, like, I've got my game and I've got my chat, or watching the stream or something like that. So it depends on what is best for you. Me personally, it's either two monitors or it's going to be the ultra wide like this. And our last question of this video comes from Kai. Kai says, or asks actually, I should say, if there's 5 things about Catface you could change, what would you change? If anything. Nothing. I wouldn't change anything. If it wasn't for Catface being who Catface is, I may not even be doing what we're doing currently. That's the one that, at least on the Skyrim side of things, really kicked things off. Before Catface, there was my very first character in Skyrim, and I did the Skyrim session, or sessions, where I just kind of ran around with that character. Honestly, I don't even remember what their name was. And before that, it was Call of Duty, mostly, some Halo, stuff like that. Before that was playing guitar, but all of those got copyright, little flags on it, because I guess the system's like, oh, you played guitar, it sounds like the original song, despite the fact that it's clearly someone playing the guitar cover of the song. And so I just took those down to avoid any problems going forward. But yeah, if it wasn't for Catface, I don't know where I'd be. There's a good chance that if it wasn't for Catface Meowers, I would not be with my wife right now. Oh, gasp! Because if I didn't make that first Catface video and things didn't go the way that they happened, then that wouldn't have led to the whole universe that we created, including Joey, who is, if I remember correctly, the first video that my little wife saw, and then we started talking. Not like right away, but, you know, after that. And now here we are. So yeah, I wouldn't change anything about Catface. Catface is the best. Number one. But like I said earlier, I love all my children equally, but really, it's Catface. Who are we kidding? And that's it for this first episode of version 4 of Ask Soap Anything. Do you have any questions that you want to ask? Put them into the comments. And it can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about video games, like we've talked about today. It can be, you know, ranging from other topics. For example, the next one that we do of these is going to be about books, because I got a question that is asking about reading and recommendations, and I've decided that one question is going to turn into a very long video. I've already got it planned out in my head. So Mr. Christoph, who asked the question, wondering where is your question, it's going to be the next one, and it's going to take up a whole video. Trust me on that. But yeah, ask any question you want. Just because you ask a question doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to answer the question, as I've established before. You gotta keep those crazy questions in check. But any question you can think of within reason, feel free to ask away, leave a comment, and that will do it for now. So, before I go, as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys later.